Hi everybody, it's Mitch in the office, and I'm here to talk about financial education and money tips. Stay tuned, and I might just put you up on game. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. You're in the office with Mitch. Today, we're going to be talking about how to make a budget. As I promised in my how to get into debt video, title's weird, but check it out. But as promised, budget, how to create a budget, okay? All right, but more so in this video, I want to focus on your 15% cut. That's right, your 15% cut. All right. So before we start, I want you to go ahead and visualize with me, right? Visualize your personal finances as a small business. Your goal is to stay in business and turn a profit, okay? That's your goal. Nobody wants to work just to pay bills. Nobody woke up this morning and said, I want to go to work just to pay my bills, right? Nobody said that, right? McDonald's, you think they sell their hamburgers for just enough money to pay the bills? No, right? Wouldn't make sense. Does it make sense being in business like that? And so many people do this. They're day in and day out. They go to work and they make just enough money to pay the bills. And some unfortunate people don't even make that. They don't even make enough to pay or cover their bills. Okay. So, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to dive into the budget. I'm going to go over to the whiteboard in a little bit, and we're just going to take it step by step, how to create a budget. But more importantly, I want you to focus on your 15% cut, right? All right, we're going to carve out 15% out of anybody's budget, out of any one of your budget, all right? That's what we're going to do, right? You're probably saying, Mitch, you're crazy. I don't have 15%, right? I can't carve out 15%. Well, 15% is there, right? 15% is there, right? You can get it either by, looking at your budget, right? And freeing up some money, right? In your budget, or your only other option would be make more money. So you can free up the money that's already there, or go make some more money. But for now, we're about to go ahead and jump over to the whiteboard. All right, your 15% cut. We're going to take your 15% cut out of the budget, all right? For the purposes of this video, I'm going to use a whiteboard. But at home, you're going to need a green pen for money coming in, red for money going out, piece of paper, calculator, and access to your bills, okay? So let's get started. As you can see, net income's at the top. Net income. Some people know what it is, some people don't, right? But the simplest term is your take-home pay, right? If you get direct deposit, it's that amount that you see in the bank from your employer. If you get a check, it's the amount on the check that you're going to cash, right? And it also includes any other supplemental income that you get. Child support, alimony, a side hustle, right? All these monies are going to get added together, right? And that's going to make up your net income. That's going to be written in green, all right? You're going to write that in green, all right? And then right after, you're going to do 15% of that, all right? So take out your calculator and do 15% of your net income, right? That's going to be the next line item on your budget. You're going to put that in green as well, because that money is going to stay with you, right? Because you're paying yourself. You're paying yourself first, right? That's what we're going to do, right? You're in business, right? Like I said, look at your personal finances as a small business, right? You want to stay in business and you want to turn a profit. The 15% cut, that's your cut. You're working for yourself, right? You want to make sure you keep money with you, okay? Not just working to pay bills, all right? So after you get that 15% cut, like I said, that's in green, second line item on the sheet, okay? Then just to expand on that 15% cut, I'm only going to get into it a little bit. I could talk about this more in other videos. I'll probably make a video shortly about, emergency funds and retirement. But depending on where you're at in life, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, that 15% you're going to use that to accumulate, right, $1,000 emergency fund, right? And then after you accumulate that $1,000 emergency fund, there's going to be other things that you have to do with that money. But we're going to get into that in another video. Retirement is another thing that you can do for the 15%. So if you're already saving, right, or if you're already saving, you're saving 5%, you're saving 6%, now is your opportunity to save 15%, right? Get up to that 15%, okay? Like I said, we'll talk about that in another video, all right? So next, all right, bring out your red pen. It's time for the red pen, all right? These are all the things that's taking money away from you, right? Necessities, all right? Necessities, what's necessities, right? Like I said, rent if you're renting, mortgage if you own a home, utilities, right? Food, necessities, anything that you need to live, right? For your survival is your necessity. List all those things out, write the amount next to it, right? And then you're going to go ahead and write everything else, and list everything else. Everything else could be Netflix subscription, Pandora subscription. You get the idea. Just things that you don't need, right? Things that you don't need for your survival, okay? And that's what you're going to get. So all of these, from necessities down to everything else, is going to be in red, right? What's the next step? Obviously, we're going to add all of those together, okay? We're going to add all of those together, and now pay close attention, all right? Remember, we took 15% from our net income, so our net income is now different, okay? So we're going to deduct all of these red items, right? The sum of all these red items from our new net income. So our net income after we deducted the 15%, okay? All right, so now you're going to be in one of three places, okay, after you do this, okay? You're going to break even, you're going to fall short, or you're going to have extra cash. All right, obviously, we want that one, right? But let's talk about what to do if you fall short. Let's talk about that one first, right? If you fall short, that means that you're in the red, right? That means that, first of all, you need to get rid of everything else. That's number one. That's your number one go-to. Get rid of everything else. The Netflix, the Pandora, etc. Things that you don't need to survive. You need to get rid of that, right? That's going to put you in one of two places now. Either going to put you in the area where you're even, hopefully, right? Or you're going to have a little extra money. Now, if you're still short, okay, we've shrunk the budget, right? There's no more money in the budget. We shook the budget. There's no more money in the budget. You got to get another stream of income. You got to get a second job. You got to make it happen. You got to want it, okay? It's that simple. This is something you have to want, all right? All right? So, we talked about short, right? Even. You break even. Perfect. Perfect, right? You already took your 15% cut. You can pay all your necessities, right? And you can cover everything else. Perfect. That's fine, right? If you want to shake the budget a little bit more, maybe you can cut out some of these things to increase your 15%, right? 15%, saving 15% over 25 to 30 years, you'll have a nice cushy retirement, okay? If you want to retire earlier, squeeze everything else, shake everything else, get more income, and bump that 15% up, right? The more money that you keep with you when you're investing, earlier you get to retirement. But that's for another video, right? And then we got the extra. Extra is easy, okay? That means that you can pay all your necessities, you can cover everything else, and you have money left over. So what do you do with that leftover money? Do you go on a shopping spree, or do you treat yourself? Perhaps. That depends on what's included in everything else, right? If you already have a line item for shopping and everything else, if you give yourself a monthly allowance or you give yourself a monthly stipend or something like that to go shopping, then that extra money is just extra money. And what do you do with the extra money? You take the extra money, and we pump it into here, right? We pump it into that 15%, okay? And I want to make something very clear, right? So, this 15%, right, is after your net income, right? So, if you're already having like money for pension or 457 or anything like that deducted, okay, my advice would be, in addition to the pension, I would do 15%, okay? Because pensions aren't always solvent. It's not a guarantee that it's going to be there when you retire, right? If you're investing into a 457 or a 401k, depending on what percentage of your income is going into that, what you would do is you would make up the difference. So if you're putting in 10% into your 457 right now, this will be the time to increase it 5% so you have 15% going in, okay? But that's for another video. But for the most part, this is it, right? Some people are going to have to shake their budget more than others. Some people are going to have to get rid of some of these things and everything else. Some people are going to have to get rid of everything else for the time being, for the short term, right? As I said, you have to want it, right? And that's pretty much it, man. That's it for budget. That's it for Mitch in the office. If you like the video, go ahead and like, subscribe, share it with somebody that you think that this can benefit from it. Peace.